So in this video I want to talk about my new video poster TV, you could say. Pretty much newest thing that I've added to the theater. Not necessarily in the theater, just outside the theater, but it kind of, you know, lends to the vibe of the theater. Ever since I built the theater, I planned on having one of those done, and I just sort of sat on the back burner. I just wanted to get the theater done, and then other, you know, projects crept up. But I finally got it done. This is something that I've been planning for a while, so I actually was testing this software that I'm using, that I'm running on a little Windows PC. It's free software. You can pay for the registration, which I did, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. And I'll also go over the settings that I have it set on, because it's sort of a set it and forget it kind of situation. I didn't want to have to go on my own and download posters and just figure out like a slideshow kind of thing. I wanted it to be completely automatic, and this movie poster app allows you to do that. I have to give props to the developer who put this software together. I think it's pretty cool. I guess one thing, it hasn't been updated for a while, but it is. I really haven't noticed any major issues other than maybe not. I wish more trailers were available to be downloaded or to be streamed, but maybe that's out of the developer's control. Overall, I really like it, and it's giving me what I wanted, which was mostly the posters, and the automatic updating to get new posters that I don't ever have to really worry about. That was the main purpose of me getting this set up, and this software and my TV setup fulfills that pretty well. So I have no issues with that. And but overall, I'm very happy with how this turned out. And I think I posted a community post about that, and I got a lot of comments about it, and a lot of people were asking me, are you going to post a video about this setup? And here's the video. So I pretty much cover everything about it: the setup, the settings in the app, and of course the user experience of the app and the software. But anyway, let's go out and, check it out. I want to talk about my vertical TV, my vertical poster display, you can say, that is typically hanging in there. I just took it down because they were doing some drywall repair, but this is the TV bracket, and basically what we did is I bought like a full-size one, and we just used half of it and put the rest on, just put as much as we could on studs. And I don't know if there's drywall anchors in here, but I think at least one side is on studs, which is for that TV, it's a 55-inch Samsung. It's actually brand new, but it's like I think it's a 7 series Samsung TV. So it's not like a micro LED or a quantum dot kind of display. It's a normal LED, edge lit display. So it's nothing to write home about. But I think I paid about either low 400s or high 300s even. I got it at Micro Center, a really good deal. Solid TV. I mean, for the purposes of this poster display, it's perfectly adequate. You don't need anything special. In fact, it would be kind of a waste to use like an expensive television on this. So I decided to go with something relatively cheap. But Samsung, I went with Samsung because if I show you the rest of my TVs here, that is a Samsung. The bar TV is a Samsung. Even the little arcade machine over there, that's a Samsung TV. So I kind of wanted to keep, and we just had the gym finished. And this is actually an OLED Samsung TV. So I wanted to keep Samsung. It's sort of, I know Samsung's notorious for not having Dolby Vision, but it is the brand that they make. I like Samsung. They make good stuff. That's a new receiver. That's in a future video. I'll talk about that later on. But let me show you everything that I have that I use to make this happen. So I have a mini PC here. This runs like a Pentium N, basically a little potato PC. You don't need anything powerful to run this movie poster app software. You don't need a really powerful PC. So that's doing it. And the good thing about it, it uses I think it pulls 7 watts. It's very, very efficient. Again, you don't need to pull a lot of power. I have a little gigabit switch here to connect the TV, because eventually I want to have the TV turn on with like Control 4. I haven't been able to get the guys to do it yet, but hopefully one day. I just have a very thin surge protector here, you know, just and like a kind of like a flat extension, so that because there's not a lot of room behind the TV, so I had to use like this little extension cord that's flat to get it to so that I could use this surge protector. So but you know, obviously I try to use wired Ethernet whenever I can, because when we built this house, I always had the idea to do this, so I figured I had them wire in Ethernet here just to do this, you know, just specifically for this purpose. And obviously we have power behind the TV as well. But yeah, that's about it. So, you know, normally these brackets would be pointing like this way, you know, and you know, when you mount the TV vertically, you just kind of do it opposite. You know, you just kind of like flip these. You just sort of flip these, but you know, on a normal television, these would be pointing like that way. So, but that's it. You know, it's pretty simple, you know, pretty simple kind of thing to do. But I'll show you, I guess I'll go ahead and show you the software and how I have it set up. And I'll show you how I use it, how I have the little PC set up and all that a little later. Okay, so I got the TV back installed on the wall, and you know, the goal, you know, right now this is operating manually. In other words, I just I'll turn the TV on with the little TV button right there, and then I can turn on the computer up here. There. And that should turn everything on. Let's let it load up, and then we'll talk about the poster app. You know, obviously this is just running on Windows. It's a little Windows machine. It's really slow and old, but you know, it's enough to run this software. And as you can see, and I have it set so it automatically boots into the app. So it automatically loaded into the app. As you can see, it says coming soon. You can actually tie this into like systems like KaleidOscope and Plex, that kind of thing, so that it talks with Plex or KaleidOscope, so it automatically displays the poster that you're playing on, like in the theater in there, on here. So I only use it for KaleidOscope because I rarely watch anything from Plex in the theater, because I use KaleidOscope for the most part in Apple TV to watch movies and TV shows. And with this kind of app, it's really not ideal. See it switching over to like another. So I have it timed so that every like 2 minutes it switches to a new poster. And I also have it set so that if it finds, sometimes you can download a trailer that it'll automatically play. It's obviously didn't find one for long legs. So it's set to download trailers, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know which ones exactly which posters get a trailer, or which I don't know how that works, but I know that I have it set to download a trailer. And it's pretty simple to use. Obviously, because it gives you a little more detail. This is kind of set. These 2.3, this information down here is like set. So I have it set to automatically say Dolby Atmos and 2.35, to 1 and 4K down there. But it also, the time is dynamic. It'll display the time down there. It actually does give you the rating of each movie, and then it's switching over again. I haven't seen this one, but again, this thing automatically downloads new posters, so I don't have to. It has different, in the menu system, I'll probably go over that later. You can set what sources you want. You can even set the rating for each poster. If you only want like rated G, PG, PG-13 posters, you can do that. I have it set to all, because it sort of severely limits what you can get. And you know, if you, for instance, I have, you can select posters that are popular, right? So like, if I like, occasionally you'll see the Pulp Fiction poster come up. If you had it set that should prohibit rated R movies, you wouldn't see that, including this one. This one's also rated R, so you wouldn't see this one as well. So, most posters aren't gonna show anything graphic. As far as my kids, I'm not really concerned. you know, posters are meant to be displayed to the public for the, so I'm not really concerned if the poster's, you know, little, you know, if it's rated R. There it's switching again. Here's the Furiosa poster. As you can see, there's a symbol down here that's like the Kaleidoscape symbol. That means that I have the Kaleidoscape app running. So if I start a movie in the theater, which is completely dark right now, it should bring up the poster. It doesn't work perfectly. Like sometimes I'll have to play a movie once. I'll probably demonstrate that in a sec. I have to like play it once and then stop it and then play it again, and then the poster will show up. But you know, it's not, I wouldn't consider it perfect. I think the most of my value that I appreciated is the fact that it automatically downloads new posters and it saves them. Occasionally downloads the trailer, which will display here. It'll like take up this amount of the screen, and it actually, you know, it'll actually play the audio and everything. So it's actually kind of cool. So I just like the fact that it's like, it's automatic. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to mess with it. It automatically downloads new trailers. There's the Pulp Fiction one that I like. Obviously, if you have, like I said, if you have it set to exclude rated R movies, I wouldn't see Pulp Fiction on here, which I want to see. But anyway, but I have it very simple. Like, even though the idea is to one day have this connected to my Control 4. So if I go on my pad here, maybe I'll just have, if I go to watch, there'll be like an watch activity that, you know, turns on that TV over there, which right now it's not connected because I got to get it. You know, the thing about Control 4 is you got to get a guy to do everything. I can't just do stuff myself. It's definitely one of the downsides of Control 4 that I want to discuss one day in a future video. Don't get me wrong. Control 4 has allowed me to do a lot of the things that wouldn't be able to do without it. Like, as far as having discrete, like, sound systems throughout the house, and you know, you just can't do that, you know, without something like Control 4. And unfortunately, that with Control 4, you just can't do anything yourself. You pretty much got to get the guy for pretty much you got to get like a technician or Control 4 guy to pretty much do anything that you want to do. Again, switched over to the Godfather. It looks like it's rotating a little faster than usual because I don't think I've been on doing this video for like, I think it's going every minute maybe. I'll show you these settings that I have it set in a sec. So I've been waiting for a trailer to start playing, but I don't want to like play it too long because it'll get copyrighted. But as you can see, let me back up. That's the amount of screen real estate that is devoted to the trailer, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I leave it on again. It plays the entire trailer, then it waits, then it counts down to 60 seconds, then switches over. But yeah, that's what the trailer looks like. Okay, so I'm going to show you the settings real quick, and I was going to screen capture on my other computer, but then I thought, you know, what the hell. So basically what you do is, let me bring this down. What you're going to do is you're going to, obviously you right click the screen, settings, you hit the settings button, right click and hit settings, and then it's going to pop up too high for you guys to see. Let me bring it down, try to center it a little bit here. There you go, that's probably good enough. Let me try to get you in a little closer. So plugin options, you know, there's probably other videos that teach you how to do that. This is the only, so obviously if you're going to use a public plugin, you just click here and select active, and then it's going to be able to communicate with the Kaleidoscape. You have these other plugins. I cannot figure out, I've never figured out how to use this manual now playing. I just don't know how to use it. I haven't even attempted. And also there's the Plex one, which I'm not using. Because I don't use it in Kodi. I stopped using ages ago. Again, in appearance, here you can kind of customize it. I have this like default poster that I have set, which is like a Star Wars Old Empire Strikes Back poster. And you can kind of customize in here. That's where you can set this, like, I have it set to Dolby Atmos 2.35 to 1 all the time. And, you know, Ultra HD and 4K Ultra HD. You can customize this a little more. I kind of left it alone. You know, I just changed these things because they're like the highest. It's typically what you see in a movie theater, you know, these here. But then this is static information. You got the night now playing here. Display groups, I don't touch this. Honestly, I don't touch this. Here you can select displays and select the rotation if you want to do 90 degree, 180, 270. Since I have my computer in portrait mode, my Windows machine in portrait, you don't really have to do anything in rotation. But I think actually I did set it to portrait as well to match the computer orientation. And obviously this, I only have one screen, but you can select what screen you're using, whether or not you have a multiple monitor setup. I have it set to primary because it's the only screen I have here. My monitor is display 1 and use the primary sound driver. This stuff is pretty self-explanatory. You can set it to start maximize, which is what you want, or else it'll start in windowed mode. You can obviously select show trailers, show motion posters. I haven't seen motion posters. Honestly, I haven't, don't know if they're a thing anymore. You can also show trivia. Basically, it tells you you're gonna do everything on the screen. You could probably have a multi-monitor setup with different things going on at the same time, but I only have one TV, so you put everything to show on this one display. Display options, you can kind of, poster intervals. I thought it was 2 minutes. It's every 60 seconds. So the only difference would be is if your show player icon. I'm going to select show trailer icon, and maybe it'll tell you whether you have a trailer or you don't. So I'm going to leave that on. So I have it set to change every 60 seconds. The only difference, if the poster does have an associated trailer, it'll play the trailer no matter how long it is. If it's a 2-minute trailer, I think then the countdown for an extra minute begins. So because the trailer will take up some of the screen real estate. So again, it'll play the whole trailer and then it'll count down for 60 more seconds and then switch to the next poster. And you can cycle, if you're using an OLED, which is good, you can cycle theater banner to avoid burn-in. I'm using an LCD, which I'm not concerned. You can set all the transition effects. I just have it set to fade. Again, I'm not using a very powerful computer, so fade seems to work okay with my particular computer on here. And you can dim the screen for now playing. Again, I don't use now playing as much because believe it or not, I probably use I maybe watch 1 or 2 Kaleidoscape movies maybe a month. So I don't see a lot of now playing, and the only thing that would show as now playing is anything that's using these plugins here. Again, I mostly have this thing, if I have people over or I just want to look at it because it looks cool, I'll just turn it on. I don't really have it, for more than that, really. You can set it to hide mouse and stuff. I just left this at default. Again, you can dim the screen like I mentioned, and sources, this is kind of important. I have it set to get posters from the MovieDB, to get popular. So you get one page as a popular. You can probably set 2. I can up that to 2, and then you'll get more of a mix of popular ones. But if you want to just have more of a, if you want to have more see how I have a few more set to upcoming and now playing to 2 pages, which will kind of, if you have it set to more upcoming, then you'll see what's coming, the newer posters will kind of show up more often than the older ones. And top rated, of course, I have it set to 1 because obviously you're getting popular and top rated. That's how I get Pulp Fiction and The Godfather in the mix, because I have 1 page of these. If I wanted to get more older posters, you could probably up this to 2 or 3, and then you'll get more pages, because this is sort of scrapes this website for the images and then just downloads them automatically, which is kind of cool. But again, I have this set more for the newer stuff, like what's currently playing in theaters and what is going to come out in theaters. So I have it set to more pages of that. I could probably up this to 3 if I wanted to, but then you start getting more obscure stuff that nobody really ever heard of or is ever going to watch. I also have get posters from MoviePoster cache. I don't really, I don't know how many come from here. It doesn't really tell you where it gets to things. I guess I can look into the file itself, which is kind of complicated. I'm not going to go into that in this video. Redbox, new releases. Redbox is really not a thing anymore. And Couch Potato, I really don't even use this. And yeah, these, I just use the top 2, and it seems to be working fine. Other posters, you can see show trivia slides if you want. I don't I don't typically do that. I like to keep it just movie poster related, but again, you can. Filters, again, this is where I'm talking about like you could do allow. The only thing I haven't checked here is NC-17 and not rated, which I'm not, you know, typically bigger movies are going to have some kind of rating. So I don't want to get non-rated, and NC-17 is pretty much, you know, probably not kid friendly. So I have it up to rated R. And again, every poster that's been downloaded has been pretty kid friendly. You know, again, these are made for the public. And then you can select individual genres, as you can see. I have a lot of them selected, except for maybe short and TV movie. I guess I could probably select war, but I'm gonna save that as well. Trailer options. I have it set to autoplay trailers, and then you can you can set how much you want it to delay before it even starts playing the trailer. I have it set to 10 seconds. That's the default value. You can set it to stream them or actually download them. When I have it set to streaming only, I wasn't getting any trailers at all. But when I set download and I set it to 720, it seemed to like get trailers, which is what I wanted. Again, not a lot of trailers, not a lot of posters have associated trailers, but you know, when they do have them, I try. Here you can kind of do more interesting stuff like automatic, you know, turn on the thing whenever you're playing something. I'm not that techie. I just automatically turn it off and on when I want it on and I want it off. And, you know, again, I may have, once it's on Control 4, I can maybe automatically get it to turn on the TV when I play a KabelDirekt movie. But then again, I'd have to run the computer all the time, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So, whatever. This is completely manual for me. But you can, I don't use this, and, you know, since I don't know how to use this, I'm not going to explain it. IR control, you can use an IR blaster, I suppose, to make, you know, control, you know, the app. But again, I don't use that, so I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to explain something I don't know. And cache management, kind of, you can set how many. The only thing I changed here was I unchecked automatically clean cache, and I think I changed the maximum posters to keep to. Minimum posters to keep to 100 and days to keep posters 365, which is a year. You could probably set that to longer, but I really have it set to pretty much don't ever delete. And power management, you can set it to enable a reboot, because when it reboots, it does certain things, like it gets the KabelDirekt thing will just like rerun and build a library once you reboot. So you say build on next run. I'm assuming that means that every time it restarts, it like talks to KabelDirekt and sees if there's anything new and sees if there's anything that needs to be downloaded. So I have it set to reboot like once a week, you know. But again, I don't run this all the time. So there. But anyway, this is the information about the MoviePoster app, and this one is registered, and you can also set to run MoviePoster in Windows Startup. You want to do that, it makes it easier. I just turn on the computer and it turns this on and it starts displaying posters without me having to get my keyboard or anything. And, you know, check for updates as well. Again, if I donated the $10 and got mine registered, you don't have to do that, but you know, this is something I would never build on my own, and I appreciate the fact that it exists and made my life a lot easier to do this. So I gave the guy the $10. You know, you can do whatever you want though. But anyway, that's basically it. So if you hit save, it's going to like reboot the app real quick, and sort of, you know, it'll come on board with the changes that I selected. But that's basically it. That's the app in a nutshell. If you have any questions about the MoviePoster app, or if you have any questions about my setup, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm pretty happy with it overall, and I think I cover pretty much everything in the video. But again, questions are always welcome. Really helps a lot if you can like and subscribe. I'm really trying to get to that 10,000 subscriber mark, so every new subscriber helps. And I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.